Welcome to today's AG Squared video where I show how to install a new wireless doorbell. Funny enough though, when I bought this home, I thought I would be installing a new wired doorbell. So I'll walk through how I came to the realization that that was not going to be possible. I don't show it here, but removing the current doorbell is as easy as unscrewing it from the house's siding. You can do this with a screwdriver or a drill. Once removed, you'll likely need to unscrew the two terminals where the wires are attached to the doorbell. Now, these wires have such low voltage that you don't really need to turn the power off at the circuit breaker since you won't be shocked. But it could short out if the wires end up touching. So to be safe, go ahead and shut off the power at the circuit breaker prior to removing the wires. Once shut off, let's take a look at how to install the new one. You'll first unscrew the screws on the new doorbell, but don't unscrew them all the way. Just enough to be able to wrap each wire around each screw. It doesn't matter which wire goes to which terminal. Once the wire is wrapped around the screw, hand tighten the screw with a screwdriver. While I finish doing this, just note that these wires are very thin, and over tightening them or over bending them will cause them to break. So be gentle with these. Once wired, press the doorbell to test that the chime makes a sound. If it doesn't, something may be wrong with the transformer, the chime itself, or the wiring in between any of these components. And as you can see, that's the case with us. Bummer. Time to find the chime and try to troubleshoot this. In this home, the chime is on the main floor in the alley towards the bedrooms. Upon removing the cover, I noticed that this chime was never wired. It was one of those wireless chimes. As you see in the diagram, normally the transformer, chime, and doorbell would all be wired together. So given what we have here, I'll put this cover back on the wall for cosmetic reasons. And since I don't want to deal with wiring all of this and finding the transformer, the easiest DIY fix is to buy a wireless doorbell. I went ahead and purchased this Avantex D-3W doorbell kit. It comes with two chimes, which communicate wirelessly with the doorbell. In addition to showing the installation, I'll also review this in real time. First thing I'll start with is mentioning that for $30, these look very slick. I love this white color, but they also come in black if you prefer that. As I remove the chimes, you can see that these just connect to an outlet. And over here, we have the doorbell mounting kit. And if you prefer reading the instructions, you have that here as well. But don't worry, I'll be covering everything you need to know right here. To start, I'll be connecting the chimes to two outlets. I've plugged one in there, and I plugged the other one downstairs because this is a split level home. And I want to make sure that everyone in the house can hear when the chime rings. Before programming this thing, I want to use this opportunity to also mention how easy it is to replace the battery on this thing when it comes time to do so. All we need is access to the doorbell's back panel. To do so, you can use this key that came in the box, or also a flathead screwdriver. You'll use either one of these to insert into here and simply pull it off. Over here is the battery. Same thing, either with the flathead screwdriver or the key, you can remove the battery by simply pushing it off using the gap in the back. And then once it's somewhat out, you can simply grab it and pull it out all the way. Placing a new battery is as easy as sliding it inside with a plus sign facing upward. Just be sure to slide it all the way in like this. Now to pair the doorbell with each chime. To do so, we need to hold the chime's volume up button for about 3 seconds. Once the lights blink, it's ready to be paired by simply pressing the button on the doorbell. For those that like to personalize the chime sound, you'll be happy to know that these have 52 different types of chimes. Lots to choose from. With the chimes programmed to the doorbell, now we need to mount the doorbell to the home siding. To do so, we will use either an adhesive on the door's back cover or screw it with the two screws that come with the kit. I prefer using the screws because it is more secure. Start by removing the doorbell's back panel once again like we did earlier. Take a look. Notice these two hole indications. Here is where we'll drive the screws through the panel and into the wall. But if you prefer to use an adhesive, know that no adhesive tape comes with a kit. So you'd have to buy that separately, unfortunately. Okay, let's go outside and do this. Well, we have a problem here, folks. I really would have liked to hang it on here to hide that hole, but notice how large the hole is on the wall. And due to this, drilling the screws through the back panel's hole indicators would go right through this hole, no matter the orientation. So what I'll have to do is use some double-sided adhesive tape from Gorilla and apply it to the back panel and press it on the wall with what little contact it will have. But as we can see here, that won't be nearly enough. So I'll also drill a couple small holes outside of the panel's hole indicators. With the small holes made, I'll now take the screws and drive them through the panel and onto the wall. Yes, this effectively felt like coloring outside of the area in a coloring book, but for adults. Alright, so I think that'll get the job done. I'm going to get rid of any excess adhesive here by simply cutting the extra away later. Let's test it out, folks. Oh yeah, that really is easy to hear. And the chime is actually pretty soothing, so I'll just keep it like that. Let's finalize my review for this product. Appearance-wise, this is fantastic. Looks modern and sleek. Ease of installation. You just saw how easy this was to program and install. Fantastic. Features. The ability to easily configure the volume and the ease of selecting between 52 chimes is also fantastic. My only pet peeve here is that there was no adhesive tape to mount the doorbell included in the packaging. And lastly, value given the price. Also fantastic. You're really getting a great deal for your buck here. So this is definitely an AG² approved wireless doorbell. If you found this video useful, please give it a like and consider sharing it with your friends, family, neighbor, and rest of your social circle. And if you're interested in more DIY do-it-yourself projects or repairs, as well as any topics on finance, real estate, or technology, check out my YouTube channel and consider subscribing. As always, folks, thank you so much for watching. Until next time.